Even the strongest people can reach a breaking point. That's exactly where the prophet Elijah found himself. Now, we often think of him as this larger-than-life figure, but at his core, he was a person carrying an immense weight of responsibility for a very long time. Think about it. Constant danger, intense conflict, relentless pressure, and expectations that just never seemed to let up. After one particularly dramatic and draining victory, you'd think he'd be celebrating, but he wasn't. He ran. And it wasn't an act of cowardice. It was an act of complete and utter exhaustion. He journeyed deep into the wilderness, putting as much distance as possible between himself and the noise, the people, the demands. He walked until he couldn't walk anymore, and then he found a small, solitary tree, a juniper tree. He collapsed under its thin shade, and in that quiet moment, everything he had been bottling up just came pouring out. This wasn't a crisis of faith or a moment of rebellion. This was a human being who was completely overwhelmed, drained to his very soul, tired in a way that sleep alone could never fix. Under that juniper tree, Elijah reached the absolute end of himself. He felt profoundly alone. He felt empty. He felt like he had nothing left to give anyone, not even himself. And that is precisely where God met him. Not with a lecture about his duties, not with pressure to be strong or get back to work, but with quiet, profound gentleness. As Elijah lay there, an angel gently touched him and said, "Get up and eat." When he opened his eyes, he found fresh bread, baked on hot coals, and a jar of water waiting for him. It was simple, comforting, and exactly what his body and spirit needed. So he ate and drank, and then he immediately fell back asleep, because true healing often begins with deep, restorative rest. A little while later, the angel came a second time. No rush, no impatience. Just the same gentle touch and the same kind words. Get up and eat. There was no judgment in this moment, only care. Slowly, quietly, Elijah's strength began to return. It wasn't a sudden surge of power, but a gradual renewal, found in these simple acts of kindness, rest, nourishment, and a silent, steady presence. It was from this place of being cared for that he was finally able to rise and continue his journey, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Elijah's story is such a powerful reminder for us today. It shows us that even the most dedicated, the most resilient, the people who always seem to have it all together, can hit a wall. It teaches us that burnout isn't a personal failure, and needing to step back and rest is not a sign of weakness. Maybe you're feeling that way right now. Maybe you have your own juniper tree moment, where you feel like you've got nothing left. The most spiritual, the most sacred thing you can do in that moment is to give yourself permission to sit down, to breathe, and to let yourself be cared for, without any expectation to perform. True strength doesn't always look like standing tall and facing the storm. Sometimes, strength looks like sitting down in the shade, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to rest, and trusting that hope will find you again in the quiet. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more content like this.